Roll a... I guess roll a strength to be able to physically get to the treasure down here. 8? Okay. So Lonic, you're going to find a chest, a treasure chest down here. And if you physically open the chest, you will find a number of coins. I will say approximately $2,000 worth of coins down here. And there appears to be a very peculiar looking goblet with engravings on it. The engravings it's very intricately engraved with a young boy child with a very long nose, particularly long nose.
Well, when Lonic puts that in his inventory, it's going to be titled Goblet Weird ?
I know I'm going to private message something to Micah and to Adam real quick.
Oh no.
Everyone who is up on the deck of the Poisonous Grail has finished finding whatever it is they think they could find, other than the items that they decided to just leave behind and not touch.
Well, if everybody's going to be quiet, I guess Lonic, once he's found the loot below deck, is going to go topside.
Well, I mean, that's just the loot that's in that one room. Are you looking for more loot?
He's going to try and find as much loot as he can.
All
in
right.
his head, it's because he thinks that the captain and Mr. Lee would be proud of him for bringing a bunch of loot back. But in his heart, mine.
Roll another strength roll, please, for Lonic to see if you can open the door to the next room. Okay, looks like you're gonna have some trouble opening that door, so I'll get to you in a moment.
Could I use the yo-yo? Sorry.
To break the door down?
Yeah, could I try to hit it with the yo-yo?
Sure, roll an attack roll, please. Yeah, I will say that with the power of your yo-yo special item, you will be able to break down the door. And I'll get to you in a moment. So what's happening back on the deck?
I think we'll just keep searching around, trying to keep Jim from looking overboard.
Well, at some point, Jim's going to say, so we need to make our way down to the lower deck to find, I don't know, whatever it is we need to find to get to the Atoll of Whispers.
All right, let's just go careful. And Frankie, why don't you lead the way? And we'll follow right behind.
Okay, no problem. Oh, I found this gem. Look. I guess we should put it into the pot, the group loot.
Well, you hold on to it now.
Okay.
And when we all get back together, we'll put everything in the pot.
That's a valuable looking piece of treasure you have there, Frankie.
Yeah, it was like calling to me. But then I said no. And I put, just give it back. Don't really.
Good chap.
But okay, I'll put it away.
So are you all making your way to the lower deck?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like for Frankie and Sam to roll balance. What would be a balance? Would that be dex? Dex balance?
I have acrobatics.
Or acrobatics. This works too.
Technically, I fail because I have a -2.
Oh, that's right. You did fail because of your scurvy. Yes, sorry. Thank you. So, Frankie, you and you are making your way on the deck, but then at some point you feel the wood underneath you squeak a little bit, just for a couple seconds, and then you break through the floor into the water below, and you end up in the lower part of the deck down below. You probably need to make a swim check if you want to go back up. Did you want to get back up to the surface?
How deep is this water?
I mean, it's the entire lower deck is submerged, so the lower deck is probably about, what, 8 feet? 8 feet high, I would say. 8 feet high?
Less than that.
Less than that? 6
Average
feet?
lower deck is about 3 feet tall. People are hunching under there.
Yeah, that's why
Also,
Frankie is
fun
like,
They are
fact.
compact.
3 feet.
Also, fun
Or
fact.
actually,
historically
probably closer
speaking,
to 5. Probably closer
I was going to
to
say
5.
3 feet.
3 feet.
Also,
I was
fun
thinking
fact.
the deck. Technically, the deck below it, that's like the pocket of air that keeps a boat afloat.
Yeah,
So about
Also-
5 feet.
5 feet.
Also, fun fact. In older time periods, historically speaking, people were shorter.
Yeah.
I could still try to do like a swim. Well, it's really based off of health, so I could do like a health check.
Yep. There's definitely like things around in the lower deck, so
So I'm just make it with a -2.
where do you want to go?
So Frankie would want to come back to his group, his friends, like, oh, hey, okay, I found another room. It's all water everywhere.
The water is freezing cold, so you're okay right now, but if you stay too long in the cold water, hypothermia will probably set in. So,
I come out.
okay, you can come out for right now. Jim is going to say, Frankie, are you okay?
Okay, I'm gonna be fine. It's really cold. I need to dry off.
Speaking of cold, oh no.
Yeah, you may not need to breathe, but I will have to ask you to roll me a health check, Lonic, to prevent hypothermia. This does have the -2 penalty because of your scurvy as well. So
Yay.
your immunity system is not that great either. 8 versus 10, which
So
even
10.
with the -2 penalty, you're still okay for now. But yeah, but you make it into the next room.
Okay, Lonix gonna liberate what he can from this room, and then he's gonna try and head to the shore.
So there doesn't seem to be any treasure in this part of the ship, but you feel like there's something in this part of the ship over here.
Yeah,
Do you want to go after it?
Lonix does want to go after it. I'm debating on whether or not he will.
Okay. Yeah, the water is getting a lot colder.
I guess you can flash back to Frankie and Sam and
We'll go back
Kid.
to Frankie and Sam and Jim. Go ahead.
Well, with the cold water, we can't really risk all of us getting sick. So let's you back up on deck, Frankie, to warm up. Jim, you take him up on deck and keep an eye out, and I'll make sure that Alani is getting back up through this hole that Frankie made, and we'll join you as quick as we can.
Well, but I have an idea though. If we're concerned about the coldness of the water, we could cover more ground in a shorter amount of time if we all dive in and just split up in different parts of the ship.
Divide and conquer.
That way we won't be in as much danger of getting sick.
Are you a good swimmer, Jim?
I'm a very good swimmer.
Frankie, are you a good swimmer?
I'm okay.
I'm horrible.
Oh
But
no.
it's a good enough plan.
Wow, you're a horrible swimmer and you still volunteered to come to a wrecked ship?
Well, it seemed like the right thing to do.
Well, how about me and Frankie go down, and you can stay up and just in case, I suppose?
If you get in any trouble, call out and I'll do my best to come to you.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess we could just go down this hole, Frankie?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We do it like at the same time.
Yeah, so why don't you search towards the front and I'll search towards the back.
Okay. That sounds like a plan, Jim.
Jim seems really proud of himself. Like, oh wow, people actually think my ideas are good. Like, that never happens. So he seems really...
Meanwhile, underwater, a sense of dread.
So both Frankie and Jim are gonna go down below deck. Does that mean that Star technically is going down there too?
I don't know. That's why I was like, what is Star doing?
Yeah, is Star going down below as well then? With Frankie in his beard or not?
I'll assume he stays on deck, admiring the gem.
Okay, that's fine. He'll stay on deck. Frankie, roll me a health swim, -2 penalty.
Eek. No, not with the minus.
So you're not gonna get too far. Jim is going to roll. He's a good swimmer. Oh yeah. He's going to be able to search this part of the ship over here. By this point, Lonic, you're gonna make your way towards the main part of the deck, and you'll be able to see Frankie. He gets to the door that leads into the room where you believe there's more treasure.
Does Frankie look like he's drowning?
He doesn't look like he's drowning, but he's struggling. He's struggling but not drowning, I would say.
Okay, Lonic is going to try and retrieve the treasure from this room. He does, since he maintains his speed bonus, or some of his speed bonus. I don't know how much, I can't see the character sheet, but I know he's still fast.
Okay.
It hopefully won't take very long. Once he's pillaged this room, he's gonna put a fuzzy hand on Frankie and kind of lead him to where there's light coming in.
Okay, well, you haven't gotten to the room yet. You'll make your way. No, that's fine. You'll make your way over, but the door into the room is locked. The door into the room is locked.
All right.
But I'm at the door.
You're at the door now.
I'm bashing that shit in.
Oh yeah, roll a strength. -2. Roll.
Well, I'm gonna use my Sonic Strike.
You can do that. Yeah.
Lonic is going to try and ground Frankie when he sees that he's getting ready to bash the door, so he won't be pushed back by the force of the water.
At -2.
Yeah, you're going to attempt, but it doesn't seem to be effective. By this point, Jim is going to swim up, and you can't talk underwater, so Jim is basically going to give him like he's going to point at the door. And what do you do?
I'll try again until I get it. Like.
Okay.
That
Frankie's gonna drown.
On the second try.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You try again one more time, and then you will end up busting the door completely open.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the water that was on the other side of the door rushes in a little bit. And within that room, it looks like what is left of the captain's quarters. You actually see this skeleton like floating past you as it comes out from the door. Completely like devoid of clothing / flesh, whatever. It's just completely. It's just a skeleton that's left. But in that room, roll a search. I guess both Lonic and Frankie can roll.
Do I roll a search for the radar, or I'm curious as to how this works exactly? Because I know According to the rules, he detects treasure.
He detects, but I would still want you to do a search to find the treasure once
All right,
you're in
yes,
the
sir.
room.
Yes, sir.
He passes.
Okay, he passes.
Star failed.
Oh, so Star is underwater then?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to step away, but yes.
Okay, so Star is underwater as well. Cool.
It's cold.
And Star can swim, so.
It's very cold down here, Star.
Frankie got a 12. Okay, so Frankie. Okay, so first of all, Star, you're gonna find what appears to be another treasure chest. This one is smaller than the one that you found earlier, probably about a bread box size treasure chest. And it seems to be locked, but you can carry it if you want to carry it. As for Frankie, you end up finding in the corner, it appears to be a really expensive looking belt. Very shiny, treasure-like looking belt. If you want to resist, you're just gonna put it on.
Well, I'm
Okay.
just gonna try to measure it. Like, will it even fit me, or is it more like a bracelet
Yeah.
for me?
You'll try to measure it. You'll wrap the belt around the waist just to measure it, and then all of a sudden, it snaps on around your waist.
Oh no.
Well, it's on me now.
It's on you now. Jim, if is gonna help Lonic with the chest, and take it back up if you want, Lonic.
Yep, Lonic is going to... How underwater is everybody?
5 feet, I think we said. 5
Yeah.
feet
So-
below
This
Like-
deck is full of water.
the deck is full of water. Yeah.
Because when you're underwater, things are a lot lighter. And Lonic could see that Frankie was struggling with swimming. So, basically, like, one hand on the treasure chest with Jim, and then the other hand on Frankie, just like, we're gonna find the light, we're gonna find a way back up.
Yeah, you can do that. The last thing I'm going to ask all of you to do is roll a health check to fight off hypothermia,
Yay!
with your -2 penalties if they apply.
Okay.
They do.
Star. Yeah, Star's fine.
Frankie fails.
Emily.
Oh,
Fails.
Lonnie is fine.
Yay! Good.
So,
I just need to have you do my rolls more often.
Frankie, you will start having some hypothermia symptoms. I'm also going to be sending Alex a message.
Oh no. Oh, several layers of no. Because you know that's never like... That so rarely is like... By the way, everything tastes like strawberries for the rest of the session. And you no longer will lose hit points. It's never that.
So you will breach the surface, and Sam is going to be waiting for you all. Frankie, you're freezing cold, but at the same time, upon seeing Sam, you have this urge. Upon seeing Sam, just as an FYI, what happens?
Frankie will. So we're coming out. I'm
Yep.
I'm still kind of like cold, and then I go to Sam and I just give him this huge like bear hug and just like.
He's very warm, so that helps.
And Sam is now wet.
But Sam, Frankie's very cold. and
wet.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get you warm. We'll get you warm.
Is Jim there too? Oh, no, Jim went down with us.
Jim went down
Yeah.
with you, so
Yeah,
he doesn't
so
apply.
he doesn't
Yeah,
apply.
Jim-
But
he doesn't
Sam-
apply at the moment.
Yeah.
I think we got it. Hopefully what's in this chest is the answer to what we've been looking for.
Yeah. What exactly is the plan when you find what you're looking for?
Well, I mean, it's the treasure of the Atoll of Whispers. So, it depends, I guess, on what the treasure actually is. Is it just riches, or is it some magical artifact, or I don't know. Honestly, hard to tell at this early in the stage.
Well, let's say it's riches. What's the plan if everybody gets all these riches?
We would divide it up amongst the crew.
That's a good plan, son.
Well, thanks. I thought it made sense.
Lonic is strangely silent.
I found this belt and it won't come off. Look at it, it fit me too.
Jim is going to examine the belt. Wow. It looks like it's made of some really weird material. It's like silvery material, but he's not really sure if it's necessarily like the actual metal silver. He's gonna reach over and he's gonna try to unclasp it, but it seems to be stuck.
Yeah, I tried to take it off and it's now stuck. It won't come off.
Lonic, how about you? Did you find anything down there?
The only thing I found down there was a purple chicken.
Oh. Purple chicken?
Where is the purple chicken?
Well, let's see it.
Okay.
I can't show it to you because it drowned and disappeared.
Okay.
Purple chicken that drowned.
Okay.
Understand you.
Can I do a psychology check and see if maybe he's a little loopy?
Sure, roll a psychology check.
I should mention, Lonic has a disadvantage called easy to read.
Okay.
So he's easy to read.
Okay. Joe, you believe that he's not crazy, but you believe that he's purposely lying.
Meanwhile, I love like the confusion probably in Sam's mind. Just on one hand, so proud. On the other hand, why now?
Well, that's odd. I have to say we should talk more about the purple chicken very soon.
Oh, purple chicken are my favorite type of lizard.
Why don't we all get back onto the Lamport?
Yes, well, good job, Jim. The others?
Do you think you can maybe put in a good word to the captain and let him know that, I didn't screw up?
Oh,
Like he always thinks I would?
not only a good word, but from what I see, you were the star of the show.
Really?
Oh,
Me?
yes. Frank
Wow.
got too cold. Lonnie had some type of seasickness seeing purple chickens. You held it together, boy.
Wow. Most people just say that I'm in the way and that I'm in over my head.
Well,
You're like one of the few people who actually, I don't know, treated me like I wasn't just some kid.
well, even if you are just a kid, you've got a good path ahead of you.
He sort of like stands up straight with that, and he puffs his chest a little bit, and he said, "Well, thank you, Sammy. I like you. I like you a lot."
Well, I like you too, Jim, and let's just make sure that we've got each other's backs.
He says, "Is that, do you wanna shake on it?" And he holds out his hand. And he'll shake. Nice. Alright, so you all will be able to make it back to the Lamport with your beautiful treasure.
Frankie, as soon as he gets back onto the ship, starts like one by one, grabbing everyone on board, and just like, I'm so glad to be back. It's so good. It was so cold down there, and he just goes one by one, 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 leaving the captain last.
Yeah, every time Frankie does that, the crew members, first of all, they look very uncomfortable and very awkward, and several of them are actually like, "Oh, get away from me! Get away from me!" But Frankie's too strong. And
Thankfully.
Like, you're cold. You're wet.
You're almost naked.
And then you're gonna go up to the captain and just hug him.
Whoever I see, exactly. Whoever I see I'm just going to go right towards them and just bear hug the hell out of them.
You go and bear hug the captain, and the captain looks absolutely unamused, and he will forcibly push you off of him, and he'll say, "Personal space, Frankie. Personal space."
I don't know what that means anymore.
Sorry.
He says, "May I remind you, Frankie, that you are a guest on this ship. I would demand respect, and that means respecting my personal space."
I'm sorry. It's just I felt so compelled to hug you. I don't know why. I found some jewels for you, though.
So you hold out the
one gem that he found.
He'll hold out the gem, and he'll say, we'll have to have this appraised once we make it back into the nearest town. Did you acquire any clues as to finding the whereabouts of the Atoll of Whispers?" he says as he pockets the gem.
Maybe you can ask Sammy and Jim. Jim was so good. He had a good idea, and he was such a good swimmer.
Really?
I like Jim a lot. Yes.
The captain looks very impressed by this. Surprised and impressed. And Jim, he's puffs out his chest again, and he says, "I didn't screw up, Captain." The captain will just nod, and then he'll turn towards Lonick and Sammy.
Yes, Jim did such an amazing job. He helped find this, and actually braved the cold waters better than the rest of us. Fantastic lad.
I never even touched the water.
The captain looks very odd. Looks at you with a very odd look.
He's probably still dripping. Damn.
Very well. But he'll see the... I guess Jim will say, "We found this under the water, Captain, but it seems to be locked." The captain looks at it and he says, "We might be able to bust it open. It seems it's gotten a little bit rusted over the years." He's basically going to walk over to... I'm sure they have like hammers and things. He's just going to grab a hammer and he's just going to whack, 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 and then the lock busts open. He'll open the chest, and there appears to be 2 items. One item that you immediately will find is this carving, yay big, of a gentleman in a pirate's outfit, and it's a very peculiar little carving because he's got the ship's wheel, the circular ship's wheel. It's attached to his trousers, the front of his trousers. And the captain says that's very odd. The other object is in there. It appears to be, I guess, a scroll case of some sort. He opens up the scroll case, he pulls it open, and he opens it, and he tilts his head. "That's peculiar." And then he closes the parchment and puts it back into the scroll case. Anyone who wants to like be on the deck to witness this can be. So if Black Powder wants to be here, they can.
You all right, Captain?
I'm good. Just want to see if this thing actually holds the key to the Atoll of Whispers, he says, pointing at the carving.
Know where I am if you need a hand with anything. I'll get these guys warmed up. Seems some of them may have hit their heads down there, looking at Lonic and Frankie. I'm taking him to the galley and getting him some basically hot soup. Yeah, he'll bring Jim too, just to make sure he gets his treatment. It's warmed up. But he won't speak.
You'll get back down to the galley, and Jim is going to have some of the soup, and probably have like a blanket around him, and he's just going to be, for the rest of the day, he's just going to be smiling to himself, very proud. I did a good thing.
Good boy, Jim. Well done.
While this is happening, you're gonna hear Star sneeze inside of Frankie's beard.
Aww.
And you'll see some sparkles happen. Like, yeah. And you see the little sparkles in your beard.
Oh no, Frankie has a glitter beard now.
What was that? Jim asks. Did you just sneeze, Frankie?
Achoo! And he tries to like fake the sneeze, like achoo.
Gesundheit, I guess?
Here. Thank you.
I want to just kind of like pay as much attention to the captain and crew as possible to see if I get a read on like any funkiness or anything out of the ordinary from what they found.
I'm assuming you're just keeping an eye on things while they're out in public, not necessarily trying to sneak into his room or anything, right? Or are you trying to sneak into his room?
No, I don't try to sneak into his room, but I try to like shadow as best as I can and just get a read off what he's doing and acting, super sus.
Sure. You don't have to roll. The ship has definitely turned around to a specific direction, so something that you got from the ship has caused them to, for whatever reason, pick a very specific direction to aim for. You're going to hear from the crew that they estimate that, well, I guess they wouldn't know necessarily. Yeah, I guess you're just going to hear from the crew that the captain seems to believe that direction is the direction of the atoll. How long it'll take to get there, who knows? But that's the direction.
You also notice, Frankie, as we're all going down below deck, if he encounters anybody as he's walking down there that he hasn't already hugged, he will grab them and also bear hug them as well.
If he tries to hug Black Powder will literally just put his hand out, like you do to stop a short person, and just like hold his chest and is like, no.
He's gonna fight you on that one, so we're gonna have.
I'll
to
just keep
challenge.
walking as he keeps walking.
We're gonna have
like
to
I'm not like
challenge.
trying to force him back. Just the idea of let's keep a barrier here.
Star's gonna be like, Patty, stop trying to hug gelatin.
Can't help myself. I have to hug you.
Why?
I don't know. Just feel like I have to.
Marshmallow, this is really weird. I don't understand why you want to hug everybody. It just doesn't make any sense. And he's gonna be sitting on Frankie's shoulder while doing it.
Well, listen, pal. I don't know. It's just I feel like I have to hug you.
I mean, right now, Star, just because he's not trying to hug you, you'd probably die.
You're absolutely right, PB&J. You're absolutely right.
It's just the nicknames.
That's your name.
Luckily, you can't hug me, Frankie.
Right? Nancy is so right. Oh my god, I love this.
Well, I don't.
If Frankie's still trying to hug Black Power by the time they're out of sight of the crew and Jim's gone, he'll actually give in and give him like a little pat.
Lonix' eyes are starting to bulge a bit.
Yeah, eventually after Jim leaves, because he won't talk about it while Jim's there. He'll basically be like, alright, so what happened? Why are you acting like numpties?
I have a solution.
That was very abrupt, okay? What is said solution?
I lost some treasure. I lost treasure. And now pelicans fly backwards.
What?
Scurvy get to your head?
I can't lie.
We already knew that.
Yeah.
You've never been.
You're understanding. I can't lie.
Shh.
I think he's gonna try to grab Tori as this is happening to try to hug her. Like,
Go right through me.
I just gotta look at Sam. Please tell me you're still annoying as usual.
Well, I haven't changed in the least.
That's actually comforting.
These ones went in the drink, and now they're... You tell me. This is your place.
Park, does this sound like a curse?
Oh,
to me?
100%. 100% feels like a curse.
How did you idiots get cursed?
what?
You're cursed.
Cursed?
Literally cursed.
I think we were just making that story up.
No.
Frankie
It is real.
had a magic
things?
belt. There's
Okay.
a type of belt that he has on, and who knows with Star and Lonic.
Alright, so
I
put it this way.
lost a styrofoam plate.
What's styrofoam?
Can Lonic take the cup out of his inventory
Yeah, you
and
can.
put it on a table?
You can take it up, yeah.
Cursed.
He pulls out this like cup that has an engraving of a little boy with a very long nose.
I do not touch it.
But I think it is.
Look at it. Oh,
I
dear.
love
Yes,
this
it looks
slate.
like what you think it is.
Is that Pinocchio?
Who?
He's the he's like the puppet that can't lie.
That might be something after this time. Or at least I haven't heard of.
In my time,
Alright.
Uh,
Puppet that doesn't lie.
I lost this
Well,
plate because I
every
thought
time
that the captain and Mr. Lee would be mad at me.
every time he lies, his nose grew a little bigger. It's Pinocchio.
Alright. So, Lonic touched a cup, and now he really can't lie. Frankie,
No, I can't lie!
Frankie has a belt,
Won't
No.
come off.
and now he wants to get physical with everybody.
That's not too far off of normal Frankie.
Well, normally he's at least somewhat reserved. The only time we really saw him this bad before was in your world.
Well, the problem with Lonic is that he is lying. He said he saw a purple chicken underwater. If he can't lie, he's lying.
I didn't say that.
Your
I
nose
saw a
isn't
turquoise suitcase
Alright.
above
Nose-
the sky.
So
your nose isn't getting any bigger though.
Alright, so he actually is able to lie, but they're bad lies. So he still can't lie.
Yes.
Is that any different from before?
No! He's just louder about it now.
Single tear.
Alright, so Lonic can but can't lie. Frankie wants to cuddle. And what
that.
did you grab, Star?
Well, look, Cucumber, I didn't grab anything. I just saw this shiny rock. Isn't it pretty?
You grabbed it.
Yes, isn't it pretty? It's so shiny. And he starts hugging it and rubbing it, saying mine.
Alright, that's actually just pretty normal for pixies, I think. I'm more worried about Frankie and Lonic. Because don't got a priest to break your curse. So
I
you might
lost
just have
an
to wait
idea.
for it to wear off.
I lost an idea.
What idea did you get?
What did you lose?
Lonic is going to do his best impression of Lying Sam.
Of Lying Sam. Okay.
You see, guys, the thing is, if you do tap dancing, sometimes it's important for your house. You see, guys, sometimes when people talk, it comes out like sensical, and other times it is like, a plastic bag.
Blowing in the wind. Sorry.
Drifting in the wind.
Black Powder does not say that. He does not know that song. Alright.
Lonic's just gonna
That
stay
was
quiet.
the best impression
He's
of that
tried.
I've ever heard. But because it's just as confusing as he is. Okay. Alright, so let's
He
just
tried so hard.
maybe keep Lonic separated from the cup thing for a bit and see if maybe it wears off. Frankie, can you get rid of the belt?
Tried. It won't come off.
What's the belt made out of?
It's shiny.
It's a fabric that I don't think you've ever encountered before.
But is it like, if I like grab it, is it like a leather texture, a fabric texture? Is it more metallic?
It's more of a leathery texture, but it's very different leather from what you don't know what hide of a creature this came from. And it seems very sturdy. Like, it's flexible, but it's, if you were to try to cut it off, you're not going to be able to, at least not with any tools that are on this ship. You won't be able to cut the belt off.
Won't come off.
Scenario, he's just a hugger.
Aye, but that can be bad. Personal space is important as much as you can get on the ship, because if someone gets sick, you don't want it spreading.
True, but could be worse.
Aye, it definitely could be worse.
It could be like Lonic.
Mrs. Lee, I suggest you let us go above the galley.
No.
He's saying
Saying
keep him.
stay in the galley.
Yay!
They
Eat a banana.
Scurvy anyhow, so it could be a good opportunity for house arrest.
Aye. And at least Frankie right now, I think the captain would prefer not to see. So first off, get dressed. Your clothes are warm and dry. Eat your soup. And try to put as much distance as you can between you and that Cuplonic, and Frankie will find some way to get that belt off you.
I need to avoid limes. I hate limes. Lonic goes and gets 3 limes and pops them.
That'll do, Hedgehog. That'll do.
And I would say that the captain and crew seem to be very focused on something. It would be good if we could see what was in that case, and maybe if there were any clues on that statue.
I agree.
Where's the case?
I think Captain took it with him to his quarters.
I can
Just
sneak in
steal it.
there.
I would say that's a grand idea. Maybe even see what's in his dreams this evening.
Yeah. Gives me something to do, finally.
Right? Sounds like a good idea. Meantime, I guess I'll just keep an eye on this lot. get everyone down for some sleep. Let you go and do that, and then I'll probably be up for a while. I usually like taking a smoke before I knock out, so you can always come back and talk to me if you need to.
Yeah, I'll report back to you, BP, after I go into his dreams and look into the case. So look into the case and go into his dreams.
If you see a map and can make out a heading on it,
Okay.
usually they'll mark their course.
Okay.
It's always good to know where you are in the world.
So Tori's going to do a little bit of spying. Okay, Tori, if you go into the captain's chambers, and you're doing this invisibly, I'm assuming.
Yes.
You'll notice that on his desk is that carving that I was talking about, and you'll notice him, like, at some point during the day, he goes over to the carving of the person with the wheel in front of his trousers, and he's just going to spin the wheel around, and then this magical voice, one of you actually has said it, this magical voice says, "Arr, you're driving me nuts." And his head actually turns a little bit over, and the captain immediately after that tells the whoever's steering the ship to go in the direction of the carving's head. So you can probably gather that that is what is supposedly leading them to the Atoll of Whispers.
Okay.
But you're also invading his dreams, correct?
Yeah, that's next. And I also wanted to see what was in the case, but I probably have to wait till he's asleep.
Yeah, you can do that. You can wait till he's asleep if you want to like look in the case.
Okay.
So, you want to do the case first?
Sure.
Okay. So it's interesting. In the case, there is a treasure map of some sort, and the treasure map looks like this. This map has like a label to it that says from Jim's father.
Oh. Okay.
In addition to that is the scroll case that was found in the sunken ship, the Poisonous Grail.
Okay.
And inside of that scroll case is another map that looks like this.
Okay.
And it is labeled from the Nutty Possessor.
Okay.
And now you're going to invade in the dreams.
Yes.
Roll a magic roll, please.
Okay. Magic ritual, I assume.
You're going to get a disadvantage, unfortunately, for this roll.
Okay.
I will point out that when you're trying to invade this man's dreams, you see that there is a very prominent-looking cross around his neck. He's a religious man.
Okay.
That cross seems to be blocking some of his dreams, but that doesn't stop you from going in, at least to get his surface thoughts of his dreams.
Sure. Yeah.
So, because you're only getting his surface thoughts, you don't actually see anything, but you can hear what's buzzing in his head. And the things that's buzzing in his head is, what could this mean? Does this mean that one of the maps is fake? If one of the maps is fake, which one is the right map? What does this mean? What does this mean? And that's really what's buzzing on his head is, why there are these two maps and they have two X's, so what does that mean? Is one of them fake? And that's all that you can get from his dreams.
Okay. After leaving, I guess before I leave the captain's quarters, would there be anything else of interest I could search for?
Go ahead and roll a search.
Sure. 12 out of 12.
The only thing really of interest you see is that there seems to be a portrait hanging on his wall which appears to be the captain and what you presume is his wife and 2 daughters, presumably.
Okay.
And then after that, I mean, he does have a safe that contains the gem that he got from Frankie, plus a bunch of some pouches of coins, and as well as one cabinet that seems to contain what is that period's version of a gun, like big steampunkish kind of gun. Flintlock. That's right. A flintlock. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And with that, yeah, I would just at this point go back to black powder.
Yeah, black powder will probably be standing on the deck of the ship, especially if it's late. It's probably going to be fairly empty, so he'll just be standing at like the forward bow and just smoking his pipe, humming. He's humming to himself.
What you humming there?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. So I guess there's 2 maps. Presumably, one is fake.
How different are the maps? Did you get luck?
They're the exact same map, but there is an X in 2 different spots. So there was one from Jim's father, and that had the X kind of in the lower eastern side of the map. And then the other map was from, I think, the Nutty Possessor, and that was in the center, like on an island of some sort.
Alright. One could be fake. They could both be real, too. We don't know much about this island.
Yeah, and from the captain's dreams, he's wondering the same thing himself.
Kind of the trouble with adventure, and you don't really know till you get there.
He seems to be following... He's going in the direction of... out of character, that carving of the person, was that the person was the Nutty Possessor on the carving? Yeah. So he seemed to be following the direction of that.
How so?
When he turns the wheel, there was like a voice, like a really piratey voice that said, "Arr!" And it would turn its head in the direction of where to go.
Not as likely to lead us there as anything, I suppose.
Is this carving like a magical item, like what they picked up?
Possibly. For all we know, it could just be some really weird compass.
It could be leading us into
a trap.
A trap, yeah.
I mean, for all we know, it could be leading us to the edge of the world.
The edge of the world?
What?
The world is round.
It's just a figure of speech.
Okay.
People learned it was round back when your country was founded a couple decades ago.
But I've
been sailing it my whole life. I know it's round.
But does your crew really believe that there's an edge?
They believe there's an end. It's more of a kind of like a different world, but not connected to the library. More like sort of a portal into the afterlife kind of thing. It's old sailor tale.
Portal into the afterlife. Okay, that doesn't sound as weird as I thought it would.
It wouldn't to you, huh?
Mm-mm. But that's all I could get. Dude's religious, so that cross was keeping me from being able to dive deeper.
Something I never understood about some religious folk. I mean, I'm Catholic. And the ones who wear crosses, if it's supposed to be a symbol of God, why do you want to risk dropping it into the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe they think it brings them luck.
Maybe. It's possible.
Keeps away bad spirits from invading their mind.
Or that.
Might be meant to keep away bad spirits. Maybe we can pinch it one day.
If he happens to lose the cross, I could go back into his dreams.
Nah.
Hmm.
So give him a wee bit of a spook too. It'd actually be really funny. How are you holding up? I know this kind of lifestyle isn't for everyone.
Well, I already told you it sucks.
Yeah. Have you at least had fun hunting Gregor a bit?
I don't, out of character, I don't know if I've really had a chance. I probably, like, realistically would have followed him around Hart.
Yeah.
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 He doesn't seem to be sus, like, sus. Back at the library.
Well, that's good. Maybe he's not so bad. Just a bit ambitious.
Is there something wrong with ambition, BP?
Misplaced and too early, aye. It's every atmosphere is someone in the crew decides you're past your prime and that they do a better job.
Do you think Gregor thinks that?
Probably. I told you he was measuring me up a few times. He questions me a bit more than I'm used to with my crew.
What? Well,
But
if you're in charge, why don't you just tell him to step in line? Use your authority.
because I'm also feeling him out. If he pushes it too far, I'll put him in his place. But until then, I want to see just how far he'll go. It's a balance running a crew. You gotta, especially a crew like mine. We're all scallywags and orphans and all that kind of thing, and have to let off some steam. And I've had yelling matches and fist fights with my crew before, and 10 minutes later we're sharing a drink. Life of a pirate, but there's a line that once crossed, that's when things get serious.
Oh, has anyone crossed any lines with you?
In the past,
But not with Gregor? Or
not yet.
Not
But
yet.
again, he's still pretty new, and I'm aware that I'm reaching the end of my career.
Like you're past your prime, or you want to settle down?
Both.
Both.
But realistically, there's no settling down for people like me. There's only one way you get out of the life.